I do think, despite the conflicting reports, Jenna, that he does retire. And I think what's happened is that obviously the news broke, and then Brady felt a few ways. One, he hadn't yet informed the Buccaneers. So if you respect the organization, you hate to have this news break, and you just told them, in fact, the GM Jason Light said it, you just told them you haven't made up your mind yet. You're still considering it. All right, and then the news breaks, so you understand that. Secondly, and you brought up LeBron. We talked about him on this show a few times. LeBron kind of has set a bar for how great, all-time great players now step away or make a major announcement. All right, and when he went to Miami from Cleveland the first time, all right, he had the decision. Yeah, you might not like the way he did it, but he broke the news himself. He controlled it. All right, and then when he goes back to Cleveland, same thing. He writes it in Sports Illustrated. He controlled it. He broke the news. And it doesn't feel right. Tom Brady, the GOAT, 7 Super Bowls, to just be broken on a little tweet. He wanted to have, whether he's going to have a big press conference, whether he's going to make a big Instagram post, whatever it is, he wants to control the way he steps away, which I get. And then thirdly, I don't think he wanted to interfere. Some might disagree with me. I don't know that he wanted to interfere with these games this weekend. You know, so I just think that he looked at it and said, this is not a good look. I've got to control this thing, Wilds. And so I think that's what happened. And I do think eventually he'll have, again, whether it's a presser or an IG post, he will make a better, more grander announcement, more befitting his career and the way it should end.
So I think he's going to retire. I think the reports are accurate. But I subscribe to Tony Romo's theory that this is a temporary retirement. I think he takes a year off, recharges his batteries, and comes back somewhere. And I don't know where, but somewhere. And here's why.
Wow.
If you're a great player who can still do it, there's a long list of guys that say, you know what? Let me run it back one more time. So let's look like just super recently. His teammate Gronk retired and came back, could still do it. Eric Weddle retired, came back, and led the Rams in tackles yesterday. Marshawn Lynch retired, come back a few times. Okay, I know what you're saying, like, Wilds, I don't know if those guys are on Brady's level. Fair. Totally fair. Well, Favre retired twice, came back. Michael Jordan retired twice, came back. Roger Clemens retired at the age of 41, went down and said, you know what, I can still throw this fastball, came back with the Astros, won Cy Young and the ERA title. So I think if Tom Brady still has it in him, Nick, he's going to have to come back because that's what great players do. And the reason why I think, there's a little causality here, is I don't think if you're at the mountaintop, that it's like you're the fastest or you're the strongest or you're the smartest, you can jump the highest, wherever it is. It's just that you have a certain extra gear of drive that you can't turn off. And I know there's an argument like, he'll transfer that to business.
No,
maybe.
He won't.
Maybe
and he doesn't want to quit.
Michael Jordan.
He made it very clear.
That's right.
He doesn't want to quit.
Exactly right.
He's being pushed into this. Well, I'm very interested in who leaked this. Because the Bucks clearly didn't, his agent clearly didn't, Tom clearly didn't, but Schefter and the other reporter, was it Darlington, whomever it was, they're not going with this on third hand. They've got to have it exact. So who leaked it and why did they leak it? I'm very interested in that, but I don't know that we'll ever find out. Lastly, to Broussard's point, and then I want to build off Wild's, about upstaging the NFC championship games, the conference championship games. I totally agree. It's much more Tom Brady's style to, release something like this the Friday before the Super Bowl that he's not playing in, like he did that cryptic IG post. Am I walking in? Remember that? Remember when that hijacked Friday before the Super Bowl a couple years ago? Is he walking in or is he walking out? A Rorschach test of Tom Brady, because God knows he wouldn't want the extra attention. So you're right. It was a little premature for that.
It's a good post.
But
It's a good post.
America, today is a day of a lot of pain for me. But even through the pain, I can decipher projection. And I am feeling projection from Kevin Wildes. Because while Kevin Wildes is puffing his chest out, ready to pop champagne about the Chiefs' demise and pretending he believes in Mac Jones, all he's doing is saying, Tommy, come back. Tommy, next year when Mac Jones is the third or fourth best quarterback in his own division, we'll have you back, buddy. Please.
Wow.
Give the Patriots one more offseason. Come on. Wilds, be honest. Baby goat, schmaby goat. When you say Brady might come back, you're not talking about for the Titans or for the Niners. You're talking about for your team, the New England Patriots.
Look, if you want to go and dig into Tom Brady's press conference and his last game at Foxborough, last game in quotation marks, you can do that. And he says, I'd like to end up here. I'll see you again. Like, maybe you can parse those words. But I do not think this retirement is permanent, Jenna.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from First Things First, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.